Okay. Okay, we've got that. Okay. Okay. So, holy cannoli. There we go. Is everybody coming in? All right. Hi, guys. We are waiting to get everybody in. Have a whole bunch of you coming in. And then once everybody's in, we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, who's in the waiting room? Okay. I think that's everybody. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. I know your time is valuable. My name is Lena. I'm your camp director for 2026. If you've ever been to Camp A, since 2023, you've seen me around. I've been anywhere from the trading post all the way to the office. I've been learning as we go, so this isn't new to me. Um, I have total faith this is going to be an amazing year, and I'm so excited to have you guys with us. 80 years is amazing. I can't believe I'm going to be a part of this. And congrats, you guys are at the forefront of that because you've already registered. You're going to be at 80 years with us, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to warn you, I am not the most technical person in the world. and the person who is supposed to be running my slideshow has not logged in yet. So I'm gonna do my darndest, okay? Oh, goodness. Okay, share my screen. Um, share my screen. I think it's desktop too. Okay. So, oh my goodness, everybody's still trying to come in. Okay, maybe I'm rushing this a little bit. Yes, I'm trying to do desktop too. Share. Um, oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Is Zoom not gonna play nice with me today? Okay. I super duper love it when technology doesn't work for me.
No panic. We're scout leaders. We know how to be patient.
I'm panicking. This is not my area of expertise at all. And I have no idea what's wrong with it. So that's even beautifuler. Um, all right, so let's try this again. We're going to share. Okay, it's starting to look better now. And share. All right, so does everybody see the Camp Alexander beautifulness that is my gate?
Yes.
Looking good.
Oh, okay, I did something.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. And you can still hear me because you answered the question. So we are working through this together. All right. So I even made it say 2026 because it used to say 2024, which means it was wrong last year too. Um, so I am recording as well. So I will post this within this week on the Camp Alexander website because we will be going over registration information and how to. So you'll have that as a backup. And then in case we have some awesome and amazing questions that we answer, you'll have access to that as well. Um, oh, too fast. So there's me, yay, woohoo. And then Dean Ward is going to be our program director. If you've been at Camp A since 2023, you will know him from Nature. So he is moving up in the world and he is an amazing individual. I have full faith that our program is going to be awesome because of the stuff we are already doing behind the scenes. And he was hopefully supposed to be here because he is way tech smarter than I am. Maybe he'll jump on here in a little bit and he can tell you some of his ideas. Um, as we go on through these leader meetings, I will hopefully have other upper staff members on here so you can kind of get to know us before you get to camp, and feel like you know who to go to for answers and you don't feel lost when you hit camp property. Um, so your favorite questions always are, yes, in Colorado, all camps that have children on them are childcare facilities. So what does that mean for you guys? Yes, more paperwork. But I'm hopefully simplifying all of that for you. But it also means that all the tents that I provide on camp are for youth to sleep in. Adults must bring their own tents. Now, if there's ever a time where there is an open tent and you are an adult who would like to sleep in said tent, then as long as you are not depriving a youth from said tent, you may sleep in it. But otherwise, if you're coming from far away, realize you must bring your own tents. We do have a few to borrow, um, and most campsites will, you can do up to a 6-person tent and multiple of them pretty easily. If you want to bring your 10-person Taj Mahal, you're going to have 9 other roommates because that's the only tent that's going to fit. Um, Others on here who have camped with me before can tell you that. You will not be sleeping completely flat ever anywhere. We are in the mountains, so there's always a little bit of a tilt. It's super fun all the time. Um, but for that tilt, you're in the mountains under trees. It's an amazing place to be and totally worth it. It also means that we have a couple extra inspections. Sometimes you get to see them depending on when you get there, to always make sure that your scouts are safe, that your children are safe, and that we are doing all the right things to keep all of you safe. But yes, it does mean a little bit of additional paperwork, and we're going to go over that here in just a minute. Um, ooh. So, and nobody caught that that's the wrong website. So, where it says campalexanderbsa.org, switch out the BSA with Colorado. We are campalexandercolorado.org. Other than that, everything else is the same. Um, but once you go there to program, the first thing you'll see is the leader's guide. Then you'll see the parents' guide, currently updated to the beginning of November. They are a living, breathing program and leader's guide. We recommend not to print them. I've been trying to put dates on the header of when we've last updated them so that you know, do I have the latest, greatest guide? Do I need to look into this again? But if you scroll a little further, we have it broken down by youth medical forms, adult medical forms, and then whole unit forms. Um, and what I highly recommend for your youth is to print those forms before you go get their physical. That way, you have everything that a doctor possibly could need to sign with you at that appointment. Um, whether it's medication forms, whether it's an EpiPen or asthma inhaler form, whether it's just a parent form, um, anything and everything that might require a signature is going to be right there. You as adults, it's not so much your medical forms, it's we have to have you have an adult reference form where three people say you're a good enough person to be led around youth. Um, oh my goodness. Um, then the whole uniform is your YPT, which I guess we are now calling our SYT, so Safeguarding Youth Training aging form. That lets us know if you're registered and you're up to date on your SYT, along with your swim check forms. Um, all of which I've gotten electronic this year and no more emailing me where I get it lost and then you're really super mad at me because I've lost it and you've emailed it to me 4 times. So I've hopefully done a bunch of upgrading to how we do our paperwork that you are hopefully super happy with all of it this year. Um, any questions here so far? I like it. And we will have a question and answer at the end. So if you remember anything, just keep ahead and write it down and we'll just get to it then.
Lena, what if you don't have if an adult is not going to be swimming?
If an adult is not swimming and is not rafting, I do not need you to do a swim check.
Thank
The
you.
only time we care about swim checks for adults is the rafting.
Do you need copies of the instructor certifications with the swim checks?
Yep. All good questions, and we will deal with some of those because I've hopefully simplified all of that as well. I saw last year and it was a train wreck, and I'm not doing it again. So we will cross our fingers that everything that this company has told me they can do, and it'll be super easy for you guys because I know what a headache it can be.
Was that answer for the swimming instructor a yup or a nope?
Yep. You will always need the person who did the swim checks. So if you are swim and paddlecraft safety and that's who did it, I need that card. If you are using your Red Cross lifeguard at the YMCA, I need their certificate. If you happen to have a youth who is 18 and a Red Cross lifeguard, I need their certificate.
A copy of that certificate?
Yes. All right, so let's jump into medical forms. Everybody should know A, B, and C. It says Colorado immunization form. That is what you are going to see in our youth forms. As of the middle of camp last year, we no longer need a Colorado one if you're from out of state. We just need an immunization form that has your state seal on it. So yes, I'm going to put in Colorado because I'm from Colorado and the camp is in Colorado. But if you are from Texas, just make sure your youth's immunization forms aren't just signed by a doctor from doctor's office. They have the state seal on them. I'm going to stop right there because that's where most of our questions are going to come. Anybody got anything for me right off the bat?
So can it be a immunization record from a school, Texas school district?
Um,
Hmm.
they should be provided by the state of Texas, correct?
Yeah, it's a
That's no,
it's a
that's
school
not
district.
correct.
So the school district is working independently of the state?
Now, this is a public school district. This is basically we provide the immunization list to the school district, and they store it in their system. So can we print those as an immunization record to be submitted to the camp?
Hey,
Ooh,
this is, I'm one of the adult leaders from Austin, and I happen to be a nurse as well. For Texas, you can go to the DSHS and there's a site of immunizations, and every doctor's office has a printout that they can do that will have the state of Texas seal on it, that they can print it from their EMR system.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
okay, you're hired for the rest of all the Texas units that are coming leader meetings because that was an answer we didn't have. I was going to have to get back to.
So
um,
to follow up on that, for those going to like an urgent care, a freestanding clinic for the to get the Form C signed off, will they be able to also get that immunization printed there?
so what I've been told and what I understand, and I would have to do some more digging if this is not the norm, is if they're printed off by like us here in Colorado, our urgent cares, it would still be by the state of Colorado at the bottom. So I'm not sure if Texas does or does not do that. I don't need like a big seal. I don't need like it to be embossed or anything, but it just has to say state of like it has to be an official record in that aspect. We can't just have somebody making it up. So even if I go to my pharmacy and I go get my record, it still says, something by the state of Colorado on the bottom of the page.
So as long as it has our state by the state of whatever we live in,
That is what my childcare lady told me last year. Yes.
copy.
Miss Lena, what about military? I feel like when we get military ones, it doesn't have a specific state on them because they travel around to lots of different states, but it is coming from a military base.
So, and I think like when we pull Air Force Academy ones here, we can completely tell it's an Air Force Academy. It says it on all the paperwork, and I think that one we're just like, of course, it's a military one. That's gonna have to be fine.
Okay.
So as long as we can tell it's a military base of some kind.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Would it work if it's on our doctor's stationery that has the address and it says Texas, or does it have to have something else?
So what they told me is it couldn't just be a doctor's address signature kind of deal. It has to have something saying state of Texas, state of Utah, state of something
Okay.
on the paperwork. And with like our Colorado form that you see, I think it was in 23 was the first year that they gave us that. And all the doctor's offices took until 25 where their system was finally caught up, and that's what everything was printed off of automatically. So there was almost 2.5 years of us transposing from what they gave us at the doctor's office to this form that the state of Colorado wanted, and we were in state. And then we were making you guys do all the transposing until the middle of camp last year when they came back and said, oh no, as long as it has the state info, like the state of, or the state seal, or a picture of the state seal, or something on there to say this is legit from the state, that makes it okay. Now, the next one is our copy of our health insurance card, which I'm going to write off the bat. I know the military people. I do not want you copying your military ID front and back and sending it to me because that's supposed to be a big no-no. There's supposed to be I don't know if it's Deers or the other system that you can log into and you can get your information that you have insurance that way. But that is what I'm supposed to ask is please don't send me your insurance card or your ID card because it has PII on it. Questions on that?
That's great. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. When we say, and I'm going to show you pictures of all these as well as we go to the next slide. This is the talking part. The Colorado addendum, you will hear me and my office assistant call the sunscreen form. It looks very much like your Form A for the ABCs because this is telling me who can pick up your kid, who the parents are. But at the very, very bottom, it tells us, are we allowed to provide your child, your youth, sunscreen? And if no, is there something else we can provide? But this is a child care required form. The next one is for youth only taking medications at camp. Your youth will turn in their meds along with these forms to the nurse on check-in day on Sunday. Each medication must have their own form. Each form is signed by the doctor, filled out by the doctor. As we give the medications by the nurse or a delegated medication pass individual, we show we gave the medicine, what time, what day, did the kid take it, did they not, did they refuse, did they just no show, and we send that log back home with you so that you can see what happened. This is the most intensive form for your healthcare provider. They may want you to drop it off and come pick it back up later. And the last one is what we call the contract to carry. If your scout has an EpiPen or an inhaler of any kind that they need to carry on their body or their day pack, they will, well, one, the youth has to sign it, the parent has to sign it, the unit leader has to sign it, and the doctor prescribing it has to sign it. So these are all youth forms that have to be signed. Some normal BSA ones, and then the additional ones because of childcare. Questions so far?
Hi, Lena. We've got a question here. One of our scouts is homeschooled, and I guess he's doesn't do all the vaccination. Is there an exemption form for someone like that?
So there is. Do they at least get the bare minimum or do they do none?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Find out.
They had extreme adverse reactions with the first round or two as
Okay.
an infant, and so it was advised that they should not continue for the overall health and safety.
Perfect.
And I don't know if they got the formal medical exemption though.
Okay. So, in my online medical record keeping one, there is the link to go get the exemption form. One is if you are just on your own person choosing not to get them. There's like a video and a certificate you have to sign and print off. And then there's one if you're medically done. And then we need the doctor's note to say that you are medically not doing it. And then provide that with us. And it's I will try to pull that up while I'm admitting people and doing slides and talking to you. I will try to go get that website and put it in the chat. But it is a Colorado website that we have to provide them to see who's choosing to not be vaccinated and why. And you can go both, is it medical or a choice? And then I think both ways we have something that we have to download or you provide to us via email, dependent on. And that becomes a case by case basis as well. All right, so fun.
Sorry, one more question.
Yep.
Sorry.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
sorry, we're kind of a handful.
Oh my goodness.
We do have a scout that is autistic and his dad serves as his aide. His dad is a formal registered leader with our unit.
Perfect.
He is a registered nurse here in the state of Texas.
Perfect.
And he does administer medication kind of as an as needed basis for his tics and issues that he has that can come out of nowhere. Is there something that we can do, whether it's the contract to carry addendum or whatnot, with his father being the one that would be administering it?
So, once my nurse, I'm hoping to get her on near the end of March, beginning of April to start doing paperwork stuff.
Okay.
But I'm hoping I can maybe get her to work occasionally for cases like this where you would talk with my nurse, because I believe if he brings his certificate, his license for RNing, as long as he's allowed to do medication dispensing, then all he has to do is provide that, and then he can keep his son's meds and dispense as needed. He just has to do the paperwork for us. And I'll show you that paperwork here in a minute.
Okay, thank you
And
so
so
much.
he wouldn't have to go through our nurses or anything.
Okay.
Um, but if he doesn't, then if we still have to do it the same way, which we always have to check every year, he can become a we call it med pass personnel. So like I'm med pass trained. I had to take a course, which he'll laugh at, I'm sure. Um, so that he knows how to dispense meds. And then he'd check in with the nurse. And as long as she feels comfortable with it, then, it's all cleared, good to go at that point. But
Okay.
usually with RNs, they're usually allowed to give meds since they give them in the hospital usually.
Okay, yeah, he works for the Texas State Prison System and is in charge of the whole facility. So I don't think that'll be an issue to be able to pull that stuff for him.
Yeah, so I would love if you would email me just to remind me of this so that I can maybe just send her a question on she's pretty good at answering my texts. And if she goes, "Oh yeah, an RN doing that's fine." And then she'll tell me what she needs from him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. And yay. So if my other background besides being at summer camp is I'm the special needs coordinator for the council. So both of my kids are special needs on the autism spectrum. So I love it when you guys bring me my special needs kids because they belong at camp just as much as the next person, and I love it. All right, we're gonna move on to show and tell with all these forms we just talked about. So this is our A's and B's, right? We've seen these 100 million times. Where the red arrows are pointing to are the most missed signatures that we have to have. And you're thinking, my 9-year-old doesn't sign anything. My 11-year-old has never had a signature. Per childcare, I have to have not only your signature, but your child's youth scout's signature as well on Form A.
Serious?
Seriously, super fun. It can be printed, it can be a heart. I don't care. I just need something that says they have signed it, understanding that they're coming to camp and they know what this is. The reason is we've gotten permission to use a bunch of our forms in place of their forms. And that signature line, as long as we have it, we don't have to do a whole bunch of other paperwork that your youth would have to do. So please sign one time and then we don't have to do a whole bunch of other paperwork. I still remember my daughter printing her name when she was 10, and I was like, this is amazing. The next one is the other big deal is part B2, underneath medication. Even if it's an allergy pill, even if it's a lactate, if it's name of pretty frequently used over-the-counter medication that is listed on that form. Not only do you as a parent have to sign, your medical professional has to sign as well. We cannot give medicines, no matter what, unless a medical doctor has signed. Medical professional. If you are saying yes to the non-prescription medication allowed at camp, I do need a parent signature. And then this is where you put all the basic information for that asthma inhaler or the epinephrine for expiration dates and everything.
I got a quick jump in question on the what is it? The permission for medication administrative for schools, child care centers, and resident camps. I was just looking at this, and I don't know if something's missing or not, but just check when you get a chance because it has a log 2 week medication administration, but it doesn't have a log 1. So I don't know if it's just a first week one that was supposed to be there that's not there, or if there's a different log for something.
Okay, we'll get there in just a second. Okay, so anything on these two are pretty standard okays?
Just to make sure I understand on this, the non-prescription, the signature, you need the signature of the parent and a medical professional?
Um, that is the parent only. I don't know what the difference is, but this is also, do you want them to use Neosporin for your child? I need permission for that. Tylenol, ibuprofen, Pepto-Bismol, Neosporin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, There's one other one that we do. But all of those, we at least need a parent signature to say you are aware of those and you okay the use of them. If you say no, we cannot use Neosporin, we cannot give them Tylenol, we cannot give them ibuprofen, and we cannot help them with tummy aches or anything like that.
Lena, just to clarify, are you showing a list of these, or it's any non-prescription that we would find in a regular first aid kit for minor bumps and scrapes and upset stomachs?
I'm so glad you asked. So my new medical record place, I have them put a list in. So you get to say a bunch of yeses and nos. But normally we would have said Neosporin, Tylenol, and ibuprofen, and that was it. And then we would have called you with anything else. The big one that threw us last year because we didn't have a nurse on camp was we couldn't even give kids Neosporin.
And that's the state of Colorado rule?
Um, I don't know if that's a nursing rule. I don't know if that's a childcare rule, but that is considered a medication. And I don't know who makes the rule on what's a medication or what's not a medication. All right. So B1 is pretty, yep, I don't have it. So B2, remember, please have your doctor's signature, a date, their printed name, and all their information there. We like to get ones that just have the stamp, and we need the actual signature and the date.
Which form are we on, B2 or C?
We are now on B1 and C. And before we were on A and B2. And now comes our fun childcare ones. So with the certificate of immunization, we just need to make sure that we have a signature on the immunization form we are providing, whether it's Texas or New Mexico or wherever you may be from. But like if we look in our upper right-hand corner, it's not even the seal of Colorado. It's just the Department of Public Health and Environment logo. So that is good enough. So take that for what you will. My Texas friends asked me questions earlier. Like I said, it's not the seal of Colorado, but it's the state of Colorado, and that was good enough. And then this next form is that what we are going to call the sunscreen authorization or the sunscreen addendum. Like you'll notice, that top form is going to be who is the parent or the guardian, who is allowed to transport your scout from and to camp. Then we need the parent's signature for saying yes, they're allowed to go off camp. So think about rafting. I especially need yeses on this one for rafting trips because if there's a no, then they're not supposed to leave camp. And then underneath this big red arrow right here is the sunscreen authorization. And it states, I authorize my child to use and wear sunscreen at camp. I also authorize the camp staff to aid my child in the application of sunscreen if they request it. I understand that if my child needs sunscreen, they can request it at any time and it will be SPF 30 or greater. I also understand that my child's name needs to be written on the sunscreen bottle that I come to camp with. Check yes, get a signature. No, what else would you like to do? Signature. I will tell you right now, we are not putting hands on your children. We are doing a game of charades, I guess. Hey, put it on your arm like this. Okay, now go like this. And there's lots of people around. We are never putting it on your child alone. But we have lots of SPF 30 in the health lodge if they forget. Because we are much, much closer to the sun and we burn much, much faster is what most youth figure out. But the only way we're allowed to give them sunscreen if they don't have it is to have this signed by a parent. Everything still making sense?
So back on the immunization form, so if we would fill that out, the form that you guys have right there, and have a physician sign it, that is an approved form.
Correct.
So even though we're like from Missouri,
yep,
if we write in all those dates on that form, then and have our physician sign it, then we're good to go.
Yes. I will warn you,
Okay,
not
perfect.
all
Thank you.
physicians will sign an out-of-state immunization form, so you may want to ask before you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. Copy of health insurance card. I think that's pretty. Okay. So this is if your youth, anyone under the age of 18 has a medication that they take daily, or that they may occasionally take during camp, or that they may take once during camp. This is the form. These two pieces of paper go with one medicine. That first one is where your healthcare provider, where that red arrow goes, they have to fill out all of that. They are going to tell my nurses what side effects are, suspicious enough to be reported back to family or to Scoutmaster. What can we normally see? Why are they taking it? Are there any special things to do that are different? Parents have to sign it saying, yes, this is what's going on. That log 2-week medication administration form, we would love for you to fill out that top portion as parents. Yes, we as staff that do the medication we can copy over the information from the previous form onto that, but I run a 375 to 500 person youth summer camp, and doing it for every individual that takes medicine takes my staff. The calendar portion and down is all for my staff to fill out to send back, or to keep on hand. We do both. But this is for us to give your youth medicine. Now, I understand that this is timely. I understand this takes a lot. I went to summer camp one year with my son taking 6 meds. I understand that this is frustrating. But this keeps my nurse safe. This keeps your youth safe. This keeps your unit leaders safe. And this just makes sure everybody's getting the correct medicine the correct way at the correct time. Questions, comments, concerns?
This is what I brought up earlier. I didn't know if that log 2 meant anything, if there was a log 1 that was supposed to be somewhere, if that's not.
Nope, because log
That's not,
week.
it's not log 2, it's 2-week.
Yeah.
You look below, it shows enough space for 2 weeks. I was
Got
looking
it.
at that too.
Yeah, so it's a 2-weeker. Even though you're only with us one, the childcare, that's what they give us to fill out, and that's what they look for when they come up and inspect us. And we are happy to talk this through anytime that you, as a unit leader, you as a parent, you any way, shape, or form are confused on these. Like I said, I've done it many years with multiple medicines. Um, please, please ask before you get there, and we don't want to make scouts cry and say no, you have to go home. So please, please, please talk to us before you get
Question.
go for it.
If we have our own RN or nurse practitioner that has brought their forms with them, for their license, do we need to fill out these forms if they're going to be giving out the medicine?
Um, I need to verify, but I think the answer is yes, because we still have to file these logs with all our paperwork that we turn into the state at the end of summer camp.
Okay.
But I am asking all the things. So if you guys are bringing your own RNs or somebody who is allowed to dispense medication, please email me. I'm going to reach out to my nurse, figure out what we need from you to prove that. And then I will also ask the question about the paperwork. All right, and then this is your contract to carry. And this is if it's on their person all the time, whether it's a hip pack, it's a fanny pack, it's a day pack, it's a book bag, it's in their back pocket or their front pocket. If they have to have an emergency medication, is what we call it at camp. This is the form that the doctor needs to sign, saying, yes, we have talked about how to self-administer. We have talked about why, when, how, and then we've talked about the steps that occur afterwards, as in we don't just EpiPen ourselves and then go about our day. We EpiPen ourselves and take ourselves to the health lodge. What my unit leaders have always done in my units with my son as an asthma related person is the unit leader signature is the person going to camp. So whether that's the actual scoutmaster or an ASM, that's the person who signs there. And then obviously your scout and your parent must sign as well. That camp health staff, you will upload this without that signature. And we will sign that when we receive it or talk to you or talk to the scout when you get on camp. The other thing that I recommend you guys doing, especially if they love to carry their emergency meds in a day pack, is get a zip tie and some kind of super bright like yellow or neon green duct tape and put the zip tie through the zipper and put a flag of duct tape on it. It helps us find that super quick, but it doesn't put sticky on the bag. It doesn't alter the bag in case it's not their permanent bag. But that way, when you get up to the nurses, you can go, look, it's in this green one. And we know exactly, no matter where you're at on camp, if you've got your bag, we can find that emergency med if we need to. Okay. So the big fun one is we need all your forms 14 days before you step foot on my camp. We would love to have them sooner. Like I said, I bring my nurse on about the end of March so that she can start going through all the paperwork so that hopefully we can find any issues or any questions or any problems way before 14 days. So that by the time you get to camp, it's a breeze, it's easy peasy, and you're like, I love coming here, it's super easy. The only thing that may deter that problem is if you potentially have insurances that have a time, like you can't have it before your last one. You have to wait until after your last one. And I don't know, when your use last one was. We've had that issue last year, and so you may want to start having your youth or your families figure out when they can have their physicals done and start scheduling those. Like I have to schedule mine in a week to have it done by the end of March, because my doctor's office is so backed up for physicals. So those are always things to think about ahead of time. But that's what we'd love to have done is everything done 14 days ahead of time so that when you get to camp, those last 2 weeks are easy peasy. You're just packing. And then when you get to us, it's just fun times in the mountains. So the super good news, we have switched to CampDoc. I don't know if anybody's used it before. I did as a parent, and I loved how easy it was. So I went and did some digging when I took over this job. Um, and I've been talking with the team. We are almost finalized. I'm so close. I've got one step left, and then you'll start seeing emails. So, group leaders, group contacts, and anybody that you've submitted names and information for as people coming to camp, as long as they have an email, they will get a Camp Doc invite. Um, and once the invite goes out, they'll log in, they'll create a login, they can go in and out multiple times. And it is kind of answer questions and it fills out the information for you. So you don't have to have a PDF thing to fill out, all the lines in the PDF document. It is literally go through and answer a bunch of questions and then voila, your ABCs are filled out. And then everything else is you can download the PDF document and then go ahead and upload it, um, including your swim classifications, your adult references for you as adults, and your YPT aging report. So there will be a question as adults, whether you're Outback or summer camp. It will ask you, are you this troop's leader? Click yes, and it will give you the option of uploading your SYT aging report and your swim check and your lifeguard or swim checker certificate. I forget the wording that we put in there. So everything will be done through this year. As more information comes out, we will send out emails with all that information in it, but it was just not ready today like it was supposed to be. Any comments, questions, concerns so far there? That is all the med paperwork, all the extra paperwork, all of that. We are done with it. Moving on.
So when we like upload it to this, I assume we have to print it to have the physician sign it, right? And then so we download it, take it in for them to sign, and then upload it.
Yep.
Okay.
As
Question.
the or
Each
oh, sorry.
scout, each scout, sorry, each scout have to go through this Camp Doc and sign up.
Currently, yes.
As leaders, are we able to get any type of a report so we can see who has done what, even if we can't see the actual info, but yes, they've uploaded this form and it's been accepted and all that?
I've been told yes. I just don't have the how to do that yet to share with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was my question too. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah. So as soon as I have a how to, I will definitely be sharing it with everybody. Including a how to get logged in the first time and continue on, or any of those things. The other great thing for you guys to know who have been with us previously, you knew that the camp director and the office assistant was also your tech support. As you can see, I am not tech support. So I did not want to continue with that company because there was no way that was happening. Camp Doc actually has Monday through Friday, like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. tech support help for you guys. And then as we get closer to camp season, they actually start some weekends as well. So in the future, hopefully, if I am very, very stumped, we can call them together, or you can call them if there's problems with your account or anything like that. And then the fun part was my daughter went to one camp with Camp Docs, and 2 years later she went to another one. And as soon as I logged in, they were like, "Oh, would you like to transport it from this camp to this camp?" And I was like, "Well, that's just too easy." So maybe if we're all on a Camp Doc network one day, we'll all just have all our information in there. And like if you ever came to Colorado and went to the other Colorado camps that use Camp Doc, you'll just be able to share it across that way as well.
Well, Lena, real quick, I would think that that documentation would have expired after 1 year. So I would be curious what would be able to be transferred over.
So like her name, her address, they asked if my insurance was the same and I could say yes or no.
Okay.
They asked me if there are any new immunizations. I just added her immunizations. There was something else. So a lot of it was the same. So like her ABCs were super easy to get through, except for the C, obviously, but her ABs were easy to, oh, were there any changes to her medication? So we were easy, like super easy to get through her ABs. and then it asks for the new C to be uploaded.
Okay, and then that's fair. We were at Chris Dobbins, I think 3 years ago, so it would all be different anyway. But
Maybe
my question is,
it'll maybe ask you for, I didn't expect it to, but there's the chance it may ask you if you want to use any of that information still.
you said each scout had to have an email address,
Yes.
even if they're under 13,
Um, what I was
or
told,
they don't have an email address?
or you put the parent's email address in.
Okay, but the system won't. This we'll try it out. Like, we don't usually give out my son's email address, nor does he have one, except for school. Um,
So what
but
I was told was there has to be an email address with the participant so that the participant's information can be uploaded.
well, I guess
I
the
think
question was
when I went to NYLT, which was through Chris Dobbins a year or two ago, it didn't, from what I remember, it didn't have to be a youth's email. It just had to be an email associated with the youth.
okay.
So, yeah, because
Yeah, this
my
is way
son,
too important to send it to a kid.
I agree. I a scout's email, a parent's email, somebody who will answer the email and do the things that it asks you to do. Okay. So now comes fun stuff. If you haven't seen it yet or figured it out yet, we do whitewater rafting on Fridays. It is a troop trip. So you would register just like you did for summer camp. You would register as a unit and then tell me how many youths and adults are going. We have 4 time slots on Friday. The first one is at 8 a.m. into the water. Next is at 10, I think one at 1 and one at 3, or some variation thereof. So for the 8 and 10, we feed you breakfast and lunch. For the 1 and 3, we only provide you lunch. You'll pick it up at 6:30 where you normally pick up food. And you'll take it with you, and then you'll just bring me back the coolers I gave you when you left. But you're headed down to Browns Canyon. You're gonna raft in type 2 and 3 rapids, just depending on what the river's doing that week. If you leave for the first 2 morning ones, you're back by 3 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Plenty of time to get packed up and ready to go to campfire. And the last one is kind of a rush into campfire, depending on what you're doing. And a lot of people make an evening out of it and skip campfire. And that's completely up to you guys. What you will need is if you have scouts who do not want to go whitewater rafting, that is perfectly okay, but you must maintain your own 2 deep leadership at camp. You will transport yourselves there and back. We don't provide the transportation. There is lots of other stuff to do while at camp, so they won't be bored. Everybody must complete a swimmer test, both adults and youth. Yes, you'll be, as you can see in the picture, you'll have life vests and helmets and all that fun jazz. But in case the worst happens, I'd like to know that you can sort of swim, and maybe save yourself. I haven't heard of us needing it, but I'd rather need it, not have it, or yeah, that kind of thing. It is a great trip. My husband and son go almost every year. We have a bunch of fun. We only have 200 slots every week, so it is not nearly as much as youth I have there or youth and adult that I have there. It did just open January 1st, so if you think you are interested, please go register your spots now. The reason we ask you to register as a troop is it gets really fun is if you have half your troop register for that 8 a.m. and the other half for the 3 p.m. and then you show up at camp and you want me to put you together in one of the same ones. We usually cannot make that happen. That's why we ask, please get together, speak amongst yourselves, and register as one unit. Questions, comments, concerns?
If we've already made that mistake, can we fix that?
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
What is the website? because that website there takes you to the setup for these things.
I thought he fixed it. Okay, hold on. You know, you
If
get
you,
somebody to help you.
if you go on the email that she sent, there's
There
a
it is.
link to there's a link at the bottom to rafting, and then that'll take you through it.
All right, thank you.
And then Lena, I'll email you on the
Hey,
mistake I made by registering 2 groups already.
Yes, please.
Lena, are you saying that if you register multiple times, even for the same troop, they're not guaranteed to be placed in the same group? Is that?
So if you go in there, you get to pick your time slot. That's your activity that you choose. So let's say you went in the first time and you picked 8 a.m. and then your bestie ASM also went in and registered, but he registered for the 10 a.m. slot. And then maybe you filled in more kids into yours and he filled more into his. One of you is going at 8 and one of you is going at 10 unless we fix it. Right now, I can fix it because I have open slots. When you get to camp, I can't fix that. We
When
only,
I register, I did not see the time slot to pick. Anyway, I can talk to you
yeah,
to
we'll
get
stay on a
this.
little bit after and I'll take a look with you, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else who's registered for rafting, did you pick your time slots yet?
No, I didn't see it. This is Daniel. I didn't see an option to, but I like
Yeah, it looks like 2025 dates are still listed.
Timestamp. All right. So we're gonna circle back to this at the end. And we'll hop on and we'll take a look.
Thank you.
Hey, Lena, for those of us who are coming from far out of town, like Texas, I'm not obviously going to have a charter bus sitting there the entire time. How far away is this?
You're
How do
about
you
an hour and a
normally
half.
see troop? Okay, how do you normally see troops get their transportation set up for that?
So are you flying in? Are you driving in? What are you doing?
We're on a charter bus, so
Oh,
they'll
and you're
drop us off.
okay. Um, I'm trying to think back, sorry. Last year, I think 1 week we had them Uber. 1 week the charter bus came back.
Okay.
1 week because we didn't have a lot of charter buses this year. I think we only had two. Now, in the past, what I've seen is across the board variety.
Did he drop you off or you?
What? Miss Griffiths.
Okay.
'Cause the fun thing is I have no way to transport you guys. Now, my office assistant comes up on Wednesdays and possibly Thursdays and could potentially take one of you into town and have you rent a van or something and come back. But that's not a guarantee either. So sometimes, I mean, the fun thing is sometimes the Ubers do come up there, but I'm not going to say all the time that they do.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we will circle back to rafting here at the end and I'll pull up a different website and we'll take a look through it. So care packages. We put together a care package, actually a couple wide variety, one for Scoutmasters, one for birthdays. Sometimes one is called the I'm So Cold, and it has like all of our sweats and our hoodies and all those kinds of things. We usually have those ready to go April 1st, so you can start pre-ordering them. We have them set up by Sunday that evening. When you get there, we have a leaders meeting. And we'll have all the care packages that have been pre-bought ready to go for pickup that day. And then if you order throughout the week, we will always check once a day to have those to you. The other fun one is we do a birthday one. And if they get that, we deliver it that morning at Flags. We sing them a huge happy birthday song. Everybody will know it's their birthday. Some love it, some hate it, but it's always a good time at camp. We change and update this year just because prices have changed. Items that we usually purchase are changing. So just keep an eye on this for April 1st. And it'll be right where you normally go to get cot rentals, which is we do not provide cots at camp. It is a $25 cost to rent them for the week. If you rent them ahead of time, they will be at your campsite when you get there on Sunday, and then we'll pick them up after you leave on Saturday. As long as we still have some, you can order them when you get there, but I cannot guarantee on some of our bigger weeks that we will have extra cots. You can always talk to us at the office when you first get there, or talk to your troop guide should maybe one of yours break or you thought you'd be fine, but you're not. And they're just the standard military make you angry trying to pop that last little pop button in cots. They're not super fancy or anything. The tents all have boards in them. So they will have something besides the ground to sleep on if they don't get one. But cot rentals and care packages will be in the store on the website. Good Lord, words are losing me. Cots will be there probably next month, and then care packages will be there the 1st of April. Now to the fun stuff. So
a quick question.
Yeah.
How many scout share a tent?
3 to a tent. We do have a couple of our brown tents that are 2 to a tent. But the majority of our green ones are 3 to a tent.
And are those the standard, like we used to call them army style green tents?
Yes. 8x12s, I think.
Well, the individual tents, like not like the Taj Mahal, like you mentioned earlier, but like just little 1-2 man tents. Can they all bring their own, or do they have to use the tents to provide?
So the answer is twofold. I have to provide youth tents to sleep in.
But can we bring our own?
So if you bring your own and they sleep in it, they will still have room to sleep in the green tent.
Okay.
Because if they choose not to sleep in your tent, they have to have some.
Yeah.
The problem is, if they have tents and you have tents, there's not enough room for tents.
They have to, then they can't bring them. Our troop travel with their own tents and now they can't fit all summer camps, so they're going to be. Most of them have like little 1-2 minutes.
So the problem with ours is, our campsites aren't ginormous, so if all the adults are in their own tents and then all the youth bring their own tents, there's not a lot of room. You can't take our tents down to put your tents up. And then if you're putting your tents in our tents, then there's not enough room for 3 people. So you're coming through a little garbled, so I'm trying to make sure I hear all the things you're saying correctly.
Okay. Yeah, so our troop is much older scouts and none of them really tent together. They all individually tent, so they each have their own tents for camping in some camps. So I guess that's right enough.
So how many are you bringing youth-wise?
Probably no more than 15, 20.
And how many adults?
Probably 3.
Um,
And I can talk to you offline too if that's helpful.
Yeah, it's just my worry is this, is even if I say, okay, you're going to have a bunch of green tents that nobody's using and you're all going to be squished into, because if let's say all of them are using their own tents and you adults are using your own tents, there's not enough land for all of you to have your own tents.
I hear you. Okay. I shall bring it back to the Scoutmaster and we will figure it out.
Yeah, and then give me a call. I'd love to talk about it. We see what we can do, but even my guys who hate camping together camp together at camp because that's how it is here.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so fun times at camp. We've changed.
Quick, Lena, just a quick clarification on the board. You said boards. Is that a raised platform? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, fun times at camp. So we always have theme days because nothing's more fun than coming up with your wardrobe for the week by somebody else's standards, right? Uh, so crazy hat, the crazier the better. We love it. You give us ideas every year. And then we can't ever find it and then we get mad. It's super fun. Um, Tuesday is Camp T-shirt Day. We're also going to have Carnival Night. It can be the camp T-shirt that we are doing for the year. It can be any camp T-shirt you've ever had. Camp A is always the best. You know, we're having 80 years. Let's bring them all back. And that night is when we feed you guys a special dinner, and we, as staff, will sugar up your kids and send them back to you while you're having your special dinner. So that's Carnival Night. Wednesday, we'd love you to wear your OA sash with your full field uniform. Thursday is new this year. We're doing Survivor Day. Wear your best Survivor gears. Think about Survivor the TV show, not Survivor Go Hunt Your Own Animals Day. Let's not do that. Just cool, fun things. Tiki torches and immunity idols and all those fun things. And then Friday, we're doing our Western wear. So wear your favorite cowboy boots, favorite hat, any flannels you may have, anything else that may be Western themed. The bigger the belt buckle, maybe that should be a competition right there. I can see it now. Any questions on this? Okay, if you don't know it, we live somewhere cold, and it can be a wide variety of temperatures. So for those of you coming from warmer climates that are visiting us at the beginning of June, our temperatures can be 23 during the day to 9 during the day, and it can be 13 at night to -11 at night. It can also be completely hotter than that. Please, 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 when you see winter gear on our shopping lists, packing lists, and we're talking about bringing double sleeping bags, and yes, there might be snow on the ground if you're week 1 or 2. All of these are for reals. Talk, talk about, long underwear, talk about multiple layers, talk about hot hands, talk about doubling up on your sleeping bags, talk about, all the things that normally you would do for a winter camp out, possibly. Now in July, we are a cool, comfortable 80 during the day and 40s at night. So perfectly awesome then. And sometimes some of you really hot southern states are still a little chilly. Um, always remember lots of clean socks. If you get super cold, please come talk to your quartermaster or the office staff. We have plenty of extra sleeping bags that we can double you up if we need to. Just beware if you're freezing and don't come prepared, the trading post would love for you to go shopping and you'll spend money with us that might be more than you would have spent at home. But we've got you covered there too. And I wish I was joking, but this really was, we did not make this up. This was one week that we had where we were like, what is going on? Now the fun part, how to upload an entire roster and not just one person at a time. Um, it's super fun. It's super easy. And this is why we like to put this video onto the website because this is probably stuff you need to know multiple times and you'll forget how to do it. So when you log into mycouncil.pathway to the Rockies, you're going to see my current events or my units. And you're going to want to start with your unit. You don't want to go to summer camp. You want to go to your 9999. Once you're there, it should look something like this. And if your unit roster has never been uploaded into our system, it'll look like you don't have anybody. And that's sad. And we want to make sure you have stuff. So we're going to hit View Roster.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
I don't have a unit next to mine. Is that normal?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You have a unit?
No, it shows my current events when I log in, but and I see the my events and well, we've registered, but that thing that says my units and thing underneath, there's nothing there. Send a support ticket.
Come on, guys. I love you all. No, okay. But you are connected to your summer camp unit.
I mean, I only registered us yesterday, and I put in my unit number, and I bought 11 kid spots and 4 adults.
Okay.
Make sure I did it
Oh,
right.
well, give me a second. What's your unit number again?
Troop 19.
Um, that is not where I want to be. Now you're making me question myself.
On my registration or on my profile, it does say that I am in a unit.
But it doesn't give you the unit over there.
Nope. Sorry.
Nathaniel?
That's me.
And you're connected. That's amazing. You can go to my group's dashboard. Hold on. Did I fix it? Ha, I did. Okay. So when you first log in and it says Troop 19 up at the top and then it has group information,
I don't see any of that. What are you talking about?
do you mind if I throw this up so everybody can see, or do you want me to talk it through separately for
Yeah,
you?
you can throw it up.
All right.
All my information's on the dark web anyways.
Oh, geez. Oh, this is where I suck at this because, okay. So are we seeing this?
Okay.
Are you able to make it a little bigger?
I am as soon as I get there. There. All right. So let me go back so you can see. Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Where did I go? Okay. So I have the power. So when you go to your first initial login,
Uh-huh.
you should have your group and you should have all this fun stuff on the side. And it should tell you who you are and how to pay some more and how many people you have and who you are.
Okay, I finally did get, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I see that screen now, yes.
So up here in this group information underneath your number,
Uh-huh.
here where it says unit dashboard.
I don't have unit dashboard. I have unit, but there's no whatever that little icon is next to it is not present.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
This is
Sorry.
Next to the unit, there's no.
okay. So, okay. This is getting so much better. Okay, hold on. Where's my other? Okay, where's my Zoom? Okay, you guys are going to take notes. All the very good notes. And then we're going to go fart around and play at the end. Where's my Zoom? I now have so many windows open, I don't know where I'm supposed to go again. That's not it. Ha, is that it? Nope. My Lord. Okay. If I were PowerPoint. Ha, okay. All right. So we're really good notes. And we're gonna write this down, Lena. Oh, goodness. Okay. No unit dashboard. No unit dashboard.
Lena, while you're writing this, if we're not seeing this, like, do we just email you that we're also, so we're not taking up more time in the meeting, we can just work through this?
We're gonna do a pause for everybody. Everybody's gonna take really good notes at this point because once we find it, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it out as an email to everybody, and then you'll all have the really good notes to do this. And then this will be on the video too. Because now I might have to call my tech support because those are the two places you're supposed to get it.
Okay.
I've got one other place I think I can look, but other than that, because there's literally only this place to upload your roster or you're gonna hand jam it. And I've hand jammed 40 people before. It's not super fun. Okay. So once we find your unit dashboard, you're gonna see your unit roster, you're gonna hit view roster. And then it becomes fun because it's just an Excel upload. So you're going to hit add new and you're going to upload a unit roster. So you may want to get it ready because um, you can download the template so you have it kind of ready to go. And then you tell it how to handle your duplicates. And then hold on, where's that? So this is what it's going to look like eventually. It tells you exactly what information it wants so that you can go ahead and upload it as the Excel CSV sheet to our website. And this is that template you can download. And I know the words are super tiny because I need my readers to see it, but it's first name, last name, email, address, city, state, zip, phone numbers, date of birth, gender, any dietary needs, any special needs, and then primary contacts. So those are the kind of the information gathering to fill out all the fun things in here so that you can upload it all into the roster. Once you have it all done, do you want to keep the duplicate? So like if I were to go upload again, do I want to keep duplicates? Do I want it to get rid of? And then you would search it on your computer, you would choose your template, and then you would hit upload. And then it'll tell you errors, which is super fun when you have lots of them. Once everything's imported, this is what your unit roster will look like. It goes by the ABCs of the last name. So that adding them into your current roster of actual scouts going to summer camp makes it a lot easier. Because when you go to say, if you see all your, no names, you'll click on edit. There will be a button up here. It says populate. You'll click populate. You'll pick from this list. You'll hit save, and then everything's already uploaded. So it becomes a 2-button push instead of fill lots of information out 100 times. Okay, some more fun stuff. And then I will do some digging and some question answering at the same time. But in case y'all were wondering, I'm so on top of things this year. This is our Tuesday camp t-shirt this year. As those of you who have previously come to camp know, you will be able to add your unit on the right sleeve. You will pay for all of these. They will ship to camp for you. No shipping. I will have all of that in a little lovely white bag ready for you on Sunday's leader meeting along with your care packages. The fun part on these this year is I've added the hoodies. And on the hoodie, you'll have our 80th logo on the front and then the t-shirt design on the back. At the end, I will stand up for you. I got mine in the mail today. So I'm actually able to show you what they look like. They feel amazing. I got a super soft cotton. We once again have a long sleeve shirt as well and a ladies cut. These are not sold at camp anywhere at all, period. If you want them, you must order them ahead of time. If you are in the month of June coming to camp, you must order it by the end of April. If you're coming to camp in July, you must order it by the end of May.
Did you say troop and scout's name or just troop numbers on the
Just
sleeve
troop
or
number.
something?
Just troop number.
Just troop number.
Did you say if you're coming in June, you need to order by April 1st or the end of April?
End of April. And that should be the correct link. So we've tried it 4 or 5 different times, so it should take you straight there. All right. This is my shameless plug for help. As always, staffing is an amazing time. It's how I started here and got to the professional level, was by staffing as a trading post manager. All of these people I know and would probably go, drop everything and help if they called me. Um, there's just something different about staffing a summer camp from just spending a week with us. It's a new week every week. It's an amazing time. We are still looking for quite a few positions. If you know of anybody who just doesn't know what to do with their summer and you would like to have them not be in your home anymore, I would love to take them. We'll have a great time. Um, we try to teach them how to have jobs in the real world, along with having a ton of fun in the outdoors. It's Camp Alexander. We're in the mountains. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's a great staff that I have so far. They've been there with me through thick and thin. We've come through so many things together there. Um, if you have questions about it, please ask. My kids have all done it. Most of those staff that you see, I call them my family. Every year I adopt 85 new kids. By the end of the summer, I still have 85 new kids. My husband loves it because you never know who's going to show up for any given holiday or any given weekend because you never know who they need help from. Um, and my home's always open and these kids know it. I just absolutely adore them. Not only like hike and bike, they're going to learn how to fix their own bikes and teach biking. Outback, they can survive out in the outback for about a week without any of us talking to them. So we try to teach them all the skills. And then with SITs, our program's a little different. We try to teach them resume building. We teach them interview skills. We teach them um, how to talk with directors and learn from directors. Anything that they can take out and go to a job interview when they're 16 and it makes them a little different. It makes them a little better than the normal 14 and 15-year-old. Um, so that's my shameless plug. And if this view is something you could live with every day, it's definitely something to come do staff with us. All right. I can try and talk while also hunting down information for you. So have at it.
So just to confirm, I think Friday or someday this week is one of the first payment deadlines.
15th, I think, is a Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, 15th is Thursday.
Okay.
And if you still have slots that you only grabbed in case you had crossovers coming, but you're still not sure if you're going to fill them, go ahead and leave those at $100. But everybody else that you know you're going to fill for sure, pay the half price.
A question on adding additional scouts. Like, I didn't see, it doesn't show like how many slots are still available in the camp or whatever. Are you
Right.
able to tell us how close you are to being full?
Which week? Your week?
Week 2?
Week 2, I'm about halfway full.
Okay, cool. Then, like I said, we signed up yesterday, so I'm tracking down scouts as quick as I can.
Like I said, week 2, 3, and 4, everybody. Week 4, I am 3/4 done. I am less than 100 people left. Like, if that is your week and you think you need to add, please. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end of January. 3 and 2 and 3 are right behind it. We're about halfway full in both of those.
Week 5.
Week
Sorry,
5.
what week is week 1 on the calendar for those of us that don't know?
Week 1 on the calendar is May 31st.
Thank you.
And week 5, it's a little different for us because we're also having Cub Camp that week from Monday through Thursday. So we have lower slots that week. So we're about, let me see where we're at. Because I got lost. Give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Week 5. Oh, we still have about 125, 120, yeah, about 125 slots left. So we're still doing okay in week 5.
Okay. So you mentioned that we can reserve our slots for our crossover with just $100 and leave it for that for now.
Yep. And then if you're not going to use them, you just have to call me before April 15th and let me know you want to drop them. And you can't have had any paid in full because I've got to move that money somewhere that has money left to have put on it. So that's why we tell you, please do not pay anything else. Do not pay in full until we tell you to in April.
Okay, got it. So we have girls crew, girls troop, and a boys troop.
Okay.
So we can have slots in both, right?
If you're gonna have girls and boys, yep.
And have extra slots on that for the Cub Scouts, the crossovers.
Okay.
And we can move the money up and down, right? If they don't come.
It's easiest to move the money in the boys and in the girls, not across both ways.
Okay. Within the troop, it's fine.
Yes, okay. Correct. There you go. Those are the words I'm looking for.
For merit badges on the adult leaders guide, there's a couple of pages that show merit badges. Is that pretty much what we should expect to see, or are you still updating the merit badges? And is there when will we start getting more info on that?
Yeah, so for right now, those are guaranteed. If I happen to go to CC or DU or CU Boulder or UNC and get a STEM director, then I can bring STEM back. It's just who can I now find as a director to lead any more new things? Am I looking? Yes. Can I guarantee them? No, so that's why they're not in there. I didn't want to get anybody's hopes up and then have to drop them like we did. Actually, in 25, we waited till the last second to drop the stems. So I'm always looking to add. But for now, we added all the new things that I got approved, and all the new sections that we had. Sorry, we're still working on some of the adult stuff. So that's definitely not done at all.
And that merit badge sign up isn't until April after the final payment, correct?
April 28th is when we start. And I may have to do a staggered one or like a week by week one, just because all of you guys crashed the system in 25. It's a good problem to have. I just got to make sure it doesn't happen again, right?
Hey, Lena. Can you hear me better this time?
Yes.
Awesome. I changed the microphone.
Perfect.
I was like, why can't she hear me?
So much background noise.
I know. I'm so sorry. It was just the wrong microphone. So I've already registered a good chunk of the kids. I've got a couple other kids that have recently decided that they want to go to summer camp, but I am not seeing where to add additional. Is that dashboard thing that many of us aren't seeing? Is it in that?
So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm just going to pick somebody, and oh gosh, hold on, there, and and share. Look, I'm getting proficient now. All right, so I'm just going to pick a week, and hopefully this works for everybody. So let's pick. I pick on anybody. I can pick on somebody in council. Okay. So, you can go to group dashboard. Okay. So when this should be your dashboard, you being unit leaders. And where you see members, when you click on them, they have, like, this unit hasn't added scouts. That's a problem. But where it says add new,
I see it. For some reason, I was totally glossing over that button like the million times I went through it until I saw it on yours, and then I see it on mine. I'm good.
I do it all the time. So for any of you who are doing that, just the only thing I recommend is pay minimum is that $100. If you just want to take care of up to the halfway payment, this is that fun part. And you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. But let's say we're doing 5 people and we want to pay them halfway. And 380 is, I don't know, let's say halfway is 175. You're not going to do 5 times 175. You're just going to put in 175. Then the system does the math for you.
Perfect.
Okay?
Noted. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I turned blonde and so did my tech guy, and he couldn't figure out why I couldn't figure it out. So now I know how to tell you guys. So that's how you.
No, Lena, I'm sorry.
Yep, go for it.
That's my troop you have pulled up as an example. And I was actually just typing you an email. So, I mean, I appreciate your recommendation to pay only the half that's required. Actually, the screen you were just left, though I noticed like the in-council youth option, it's only the full price is
It's
the only
380.
option.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
So,
can't pay 240. So is that like a feature?
so
Air
this
quotes.
is what I was just saying is I can't do math and I don't have a calculator. So what's half of 380?
190.
Okay. So let's say Rich, is it Rich? Yeah. You
Yep.
want to do 5 scouts and you want to pay
Or
them
yeah,
half.
Yeah, but
192 for
those are
the.
adults.
You're correct. You want to
So
do
I
five
mean, I can
scouts.
take it offline with you. It's just
So
the in-council youth, the only option was to pay the full price. So that might, I
no,
don't
that's
know
what I'm
that's a big deal
saying
for me.
is so if you want to do 5 youth and you want to pay half
All
and
right.
it was 190,
I'm just gonna
you're
do it
gonna
in
do
one bucket as opposed to another.
and this is where I was so confused on my own system that somebody had to walk me through it 3 times, is the system does the math for you. So you figure out what your half price payment is. You
Okay.
click pay other amount, you figure out the half price for one person, then you tell them how many you want, and then the system will do it.
Lena, I think the problem is the one you were just at was in council, and this one says partial, but they both say adult. The youth one is up at the top. It's above that. It says full price 480.
Now, when it does that payment, does it recognize you've already done the $100 deposit?
Um, have you though? Because if you don't have any youth, you haven't done a deposit.
No,
Well,
this
in
is.
our case, we did, if you go back to that screen you were on, we did kind of preload our account. You see onto not that screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Group holding account.
yeah.
So I just need to apply that to our group members. I can take it offline with you. I just, yeah.
No, you're fine. I probably screwed something up. Let's be honest. They kind of said, "Oh, you've done camp, so have fun," and I didn't do the computer system at all ever. So it's been a learning as I go. And I don't know why. I don't know why. You should be able to pay all the things. Yep, so I'm gonna have to go, and it might be because you preloaded. I'm gonna have to go play around with stuff, but I think I might have an answer. Rich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Thank you.
If y'all haven't figured it out, I know how to be humble, which is I am tech stupid and I know who to ask, but I can't figure it out on the fly half the time. What's the next question? I don't know.
Hi, I have a question about partial weeks for adults. We have some leaders who maybe they just want to come for a couple nights. Do they have to pay for the full week? I saw on that screen that there was a
So a
partial
partial night, yeah,
that
it's $100 per night.
$100 per night, and then and then it's up to us to make sure we have the right 2D leadership and that kind of stuff.
Correct. And they have to do all the paperwork like they are a normal adult coming.
Great, thank you. $100 a night. Thank you.
Yep.
So there is no limit on any adults to youth ratio, right?
Currently, no. But if we get to a point where we have too many adults and we have youth on a wait list because we have too many adults, we may, ask you to bring fewer or cut back on what we're allowing. But currently, we're okay.
Is there a limit on the number of vehicles a troop can bring, or like, number per scout and adults?
So you can bring as many vehicles as you want. You are allowed to have one vehicle connected to a trailer at your campsite or one vehicle parked at your campsite.
Thank you.
So what is the deadline for the last day for registration if for an adult or a youth?
The last day to pay is April 27th.
Okay. So after April 27th, no registrations can happen, right?
You can register, but that would be registered in full and realize with a youth that they have to deal with whatever merit badges are available because they've missed the registration deadline.
So the merit badge registration starts from April 28th, right?
Uh-huh.
After the full payment is done. Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to have another meeting for how to register for the merit badges or?
So I'm going to have a meeting probably in February, March, and April. April will definitely be how to deal with merit badge registration. February, I'm hoping, is going to be all about Camp Doc and medical forms. And then March, I haven't decided what it is yet. If we need, I'll probably figure it out by February's meeting, like what your questions maybe are. So I'm hoping February is maybe a continuation of, hey, look, I'm not dumb anymore. I figured out how to make your units happen. And hey, look, this is Camp Doc, and this is how the beginning stages work. And like I said, I'll let you know ahead of time in emails all the time what our next couple subject matters are. And then if you want to email me questions, we can always deal with that as well.
When will we be able to upload documents into Camp Doc?
I'm hoping by the end of this month you can start. I'm hoping by the end of this week I have it figured out. But once my end is figured out, then they have to finalize their end. Because, hold on. Let's go to rafting. Do we have? Nope. Trying to find somebody who's already rafting. Anybody into
You can find mine in week 7, 43.
Okay, I will in just a second. Anybody from
Okay.
201?
Yeah, right here, 201.
Robert? Okay.
I have multiple orders, and so then I did not see an option to select a time. So
Okay.
I want all the orders to be uh, in the same group.
Okay. Can we see it? You probably need it bigger. All right. So let me go back. You can go to group dashboard. Okay. So we're at your dashboard. The first, I think I just picked the first one that you did.
Right.
Okay. So then I'm going to go to members over here. And then I'm going to say Jennifer Blake. And you see up here where it says activities.
Uh-huh.
And then over here it says manage activities. Now, if it's beautiful. Haha. Okay.
Oh man.
That's no bueno. Who said that one? All right, let me go back. Oh, this is a great day. It's a great day. Okay, so your great big person here who had no clue what she was doing apparently broke it. Okay. So I have to go find somebody to tell me how to do this. Activity, it's enabled. All right, so anybody who has enrolled for rafting, look out for an email. Because you will need to pick your session times. And I need to figure out how to turn that on because either I missed a button or something's broken. So I will work on that first thing tomorrow morning, along with talking to my guy about your unit dashboards first thing in the morning. What else was I doing first thing in the morning? Oh, and then for you 201, I will see how I combine you. Combine units. So I'll go through the rafting units and see if I need to combine you or not.
Okay.
And
Sounds
then
good.
for anybody else who emailed me about nurses questions, I will get with my nurse on that. And see what else we got going on there, what other answers I can get for you about bringing your nurses. Anything else anybody needs to talk about right now?
For the rafting, do we pay upfront or is that along with the April 15th date?
That is a separate payment that you would pay up front.
Okay.
I'm trying to find all your questions because I got really bogged down and behind, and I do apologize. So if I missed any, I'm so sorry.
This may be a dumb question, but creating our roster in this website, does that link the what was it called? The camp doc to each scout within that website, or are they one completely different systems?
So when you upload your roster, that's where you do want to make sure that email is there. I agree. I would put a parent's email in there. That's just me, but everybody gets to make their own choices. Because that email is what Camp Doc will then email for access to uploading medical documents. Is that the answer?
Perfect. Perfect. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I want to make sure I
If they're in the outback, that's all set, right, with the times? We don't have to pick our times. That's as a group.
Yep. Yeah, if anybody's on here from Outback, please do not register for rafting. You are separate, you are different. You do not need to do that. I've already taken care of you guys.
Quick question on rafting, and I'm sure it's somewhere in there, but in the guide, was there a minimum age for rafting?
I think it's 13 and up. I think everything at my camp is 13 and up, if I really want to be honest with you. But I've lost my Zoom again.
I hope not. We did rafting last year with some like 10 and 11 year olds.
Okay, maybe not then.
Yeah, I was going to say, please check. I've got
That was at Dobbins with the same outfitter, I believe.
Okay.
I think maybe in your high adventure it's 13 and up.
That might be what I'm thinking. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Where would that be? That would be rafting, right? There? Nothing there. Okay. I will make a verification of my age, but it might just be that you need a swim test.
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw.
Okay. Anything else?
Is there any minimum ratio between scouts and adults?
Scouts and who?
Adult leaders. Is there any minimum ratio?
If you have one scout, you must have 2 adult leaders. So if only one scout is not wanting to scout, then you must leave 2 adult leaders behind. But you also have to have 2 adult leaders going rafting.
So for the campouts, is there any minimum requirements? One to between this ratio, one adult.
My happy number is 4 to no matter how many youth, because if a youth gets injured requiring a drive to town to go to the hospital, I still need to have 2 in camp. If you have less than 4, everybody gets to go to the hospital. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we definitely have
So for me, 4 is my happy number. It's my favorite number. It's a happy number. Now, the only time you can get away with less, and most of everybody should know this, is if you are parenting your own child. That changes a lot of things. But for the most part, I just don't ever want to assume that anybody is parenting their own child at summer camp.
I have a question, kind of completely different. Does your camp do provisional scouts, like where it's just one scout that signs up that they're not with a troop?
So I get this asked a lot, and I'm not sure if we are just weirdly doing things differently, but um we don't. And the reason is I can't provide two staff. I don't have that many staff to be that kids, adults, all week long. And I can't put them in with another unit because since the lawsuit, that's not how we're allowed to be. So the lawsuit requires that, that's why the charter org is such a big deal and have to sign on so many things, is even if, say, I and my son wanted to go to camp with your unit, I and my son would have to become a part of your unit.
Gotcha.
Or if you wanted to go with mine, vice versa. And so if you want to come to camp and it's you and your son, that makes an okay unit because it's you and your son. Um, and I will put you with another boy unit, in the same campsite probably, but you're still in your own tent and he has his own tent because he's not part of that unit. Um, but we can't add youth to another unit that the adult leaders in the charter org don't know anything about, and vice versa with the adults. Um, and that's the way it's been described to me, as from my upper management to me, is the reason we don't do that. But at the same time, I don't have dedicated staff to be leaders for scouts all week long.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
So regarding merit badge, so everybody regardless whoever paid fully upfront, everybody's registration to merit badges starts only in April 28th, right? So if
As
we're
long
looking,
as the unit has to be fully paid before anybody can register for merit badges. Yeah, so think of it as your final payment is due no later than April 27th.
if we paid ahead, we start the merit badge registration prior to that, or
No.
no? The registration only begins from 8/28. Okay.
Yep. That way everybody starts the same time and has the same access to merit badges. And there's no favoritism or somebody got a hold of it earlier than we did. It all starts the same time. Like I said, we still take youth and we'll take late registrations, but then your youth doesn't have access to things that are full already. So like if they started at the middle of May, well, climbing's gonna be full, welding is gonna be full, most of our shooting sports is gonna be full. Those kinds of the on-demand ones are going to be. So they want to be registered before April 27th. All right. We've been on, you guys have let me yammer on for a really long time, and I appreciate you. Hopefully, some of it was useful. Like I said, this should be recording. I should be putting it on the website this week. Anything else right now?
Do girls need a separate registration from the boy troop?
If you
Yeah,
are
thank
not,
you. Sorry.
if you are not a family unit yet, yes, I will need a B and a G registration. And if you have 2 leaders for the boys, they cannot be the leaders for the girls, and vice versa. You have to have 4 leaders.
Okay, but if we transfer over to the family unit, we're all one deal.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if we need to do 2 now and you need to turn into 1, we'll work on that later. But we are fully set up for family units.
For the girls troop, we do require female leaders, right? Or it's
Correct.
not.
At least 1. Yep. And for all of you who put stuff in the chat and I totally spaced on it, I will verify that I have a backup person next time that does better, because obviously I can only do one thing at a time. I'm hoping I get to go through this and see more, and I will try to get to anything. If not, camp.alexander@scouting.org will get to both me and my office assistant. We will work diligently all through tomorrow to get on top of all of these problems. Um, I am, if you can't tell, I'm super excited. So excited for the 80th. We have so many fun ideas coming, but I'd love to hear any ideas that you guys may have too. We've got surprises, we've got cool, nifty new ideas. And then we've got the same staff and energy we've always had. That'll never change with Camp A. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having you all at camp, and I cannot wait for June to get here. So with all of that, I will say goodnight and let you get on your merry way, and I'll see you in a month, hopefully.
All right, Lena. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you
Bye.
for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Boop, boop, boop. Let's go